Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 mods video. And today, we're covering some really great mods I've been waiting to make a video for a very long time now. And I've covered plenty of modded heroes, modded reinforcements, and a lot of gameplay overhauls as well. But today, we're going to be going over 5 of my favorite new modded maps for Battlefront 2. And modded maps are definitely a much slower scene in the modding community compared to other things like the heroes and troopers, because they just take so long to make. So we're going to be going over some of what I believe to be the best modded maps for Star Wars Battlefront 2. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all of your Battlefront 2 needs. Alright, so diving right into our list at number 5, we have the Fenix Marshlands by the Instant Action Maps team. This mod is actually part of a mod pack that changes up a lot of the base maps to give them new command posts, new locations, and new environmental clutter to kind of change up the pace of the regular maps. But with the Fenix Marshlands add-on we get a brand new map that reminds me a lot of the classic Battlefront 2 Fenix map from 2005. It is a much more open map and flat map broken up by trees, crashed ships, cargo crates, and other vegetation to provide some cover from enemy fire. And the map looks absolutely amazing as it's able to use all of the textures from the official DICE version of the map. And this map doesn't really offer too much in the way of new variety, but I had a lot of fun playing on a new area of Fallujah. The AI isn't perfect, which is going to be a recurring theme for any modded map really, as AI pathfinding is extremely difficult, and you'll sometimes see the AI getting stuck in trees or other environmental pieces, but it's still very much playable in a really cool new version of Fallujah. Next up at the number 4 spot, we have Instant Action Maps Mygiddo made by the same team. And this was again an extremely loved map from Battlefront 2 2005, and possibly one of my favorite maps from that game. In this version, we have a ton of new textures and models made exclusively for this map, which is very impressive. The map mostly takes place on the large bridge we see in the movie where our boy Ki-Adi-Mundi gets just gunned down. The grey buildings and bright white lights amidst the snowy weather do a great job of recreating what we see in the movie Revenge of the Sith. The map itself is very large and again mostly flat to allow for good AI pathfinding, with Republic and Separatist vehicles and small Mygiddo outposts filling out the map. One of my favorite set pieces is definitely the large Spider Walker droid that can be seen sitting around the map, and I just wish these bad boys were drivable. And I would have put this a bit higher on the list as it really is awesome to have Mygiddo in Battlefront 2, but I think the map is a bit too big and there's often some big empty spots when you're playing. And as far as color, it is a very gray map, so it's not the most visually pleasing. However, this is what Mygiddo looks like, so I can't really fault the mod authors for that. For our number 3 spot on the list, we have Argon Station, which is also made by the same team. And similar to the Fenix Marshlands, this map reuses assets from the Camino map that's already in Battlefront 2 to give us a new variation of Camino. And I love the base game Camino map, but a lot of it takes place inside, which was cool to see those Kaminoan interiors. But I love this modded version so much because it takes place entirely outside on the Camino platforms in a sort of sub-level area. The map is pretty much one big circle with command posts scattered throughout, and there's also a large gap in the middle of the map that makes for some great cross-map sniping. And I would also highly recommend using this with the Jango Fett mod because it's so much fun to use him and to fly across these big gaps. The different platforms and bridges also offer some decent verticality to the map, with some platforms being higher than others. Although it's a fairly standard map all things considered, there's just something I love so much about it that gives it the number 3 spot. Maybe it's nostalgia for the old Camino maps because this really reminds me of it, or maybe it's just a really well designed map. The only downside I can think of is sometimes the AI will spawn and just start jumping off the map, but it's something that can be fixed by either restarting the game or just turning off objectives. And coming in with the silver medal for number 2 map is the Naboo Plains. And this map is just flooding with nostalgia. And I love the Theed maps as much as the next guy, but I always wanted DICE to come in and remake the Naboo Plains map. Originally from 2004 Battlefront, it feels like a forgotten gem of a map that was just lost to the ages until Jedi Player came in and made this mod. And this is by far the most open and most chaotic map on this list, and in Battlefront 2 as a whole. It feels like you are always being shot at from all directions, and considering this map is based off the final battle from the Phantom Menace, that kinda makes sense. The constant barrage of enemy fire can actually be avoided by taking cover under these very large ray shields that are ripped straight from the film. However, these shields can be broken, so you have to keep moving from cover to cover. There's also some bushes, debris, and a large MTT to fill up the map a bit. And I just can't gush over this map enough. It looks like it was taken straight out of the Phantom Menace and is just bursting with so much nostalgia. The only downside I can think of is how hectic it is with 64 bots. And I was actually getting some crashes when I had that many enabled. So I would just recommend turning the AI count down to 20 per team, as the map isn't too large, so there will still be plenty of action, and it's actually better that way considering you're not going to be completely blasted from every direction and dying every 2 seconds. And the mod author just did an absolutely amazing job with this map, and I couldn't recommend it more. And finally, for our number 1 modded map for Battlefront 2 is the instant action maps Umbara, made by the same team who made Mygiddo, Fallujah, and Argon Station. The Umbara map is by far their best piece of work. With custom models for the environment and its dark neon purple and blue color palette, this map looks like it was pulled straight out of the Clone Wars show, and in my opinion is very close to developer quality. With a lush forest to walk through and the main highway in the center of the map for huge confrontations. I can't express enough how amazing this map looks. Just playing as a trooper in this dark forest with laser fire lighting up the trees around you offers an extremely immersive experience being on the front lines. And I really have no complaints at all. The AI is great, sometimes they can get stuck on the trees, but that's a given with any modded map. Overall, this has to be one of the most high quality mods ever made, with so much attention to detail. This, without a doubt, has earned its number 1 spot on this list. So there you have it, our top 5 modded maps for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Do you agree with this list? Would you change it at all? And what maps should have been on this list? And if you want to see another top 5 modded maps, because there's a lot out there, leave this video a like and let me know down below. So with all that covered here, we're going to end the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for all your Battlefront 2 needs. Thank you so much for watching, and happy modding, my friends.
Complaining about being impulsive now.